Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. How y'all doing? Oh my gosh, yes, welcome you back, and I guess in a way, welcome me back. Hopefully everything's okay with the connection here. I thought I had a great connection, but I've heard a little pops and little bits of whatever. Let me know in the chat if anything's sounding crazy, guys. It's so good to be back. It's been almost 2 weeks since I last streamed, so really pumped to be hanging out with you guys again. Life has just been a bit, kind of wonky. Life has been lifing, I guess, as the kids say. But I'm super pumped to be hanging out with you guys. We're going to take a look at some horror movie news. There's actually just a few things I wanted to take a look at. I guess 4 things I wanted to take a look at. And then I was just going to kind of like open up the floor for you guys to ask me some questions and just for us to kind of hang out, just a chill, get reacquainted with one another kind of hang out since it's been a while. I am in my new spot here. Things are going to be just coming together more and more as we get going here. So you'll see a little bit of a different setup. We got the familiar Evil Dead poster back there, of course, Jason's mask, all that kind of fun stuff. That really cool Jaws poster up there that I really dig as well. So anyways, I'm going to say what's up to everybody hanging out in the chat. Looks like the chat is popping off already. Before I get going on that, though, we do have a poll in the chat. So it looks like we have 15 votes so far. Are you going to, or did you already see The Monkey this weekend? 73% of 15 people have said, yes, Oz Perkins rules. And 27% have said, no, it doesn't look like my thing. I've heard, man, right away out of the gate, I heard so many people being like, oh my God, this movie is so much fun. What a wild ride. What a great time. And then the reviews I've heard lately are like, it's like half good, half kind of meh. I'm looking forward to see it. I'm going to go check it out like mid next week. Me and my buddy John are going to check it out. Maybe we'll have a couple other people in tow. So keep an eye out for a little, short out of the theater reaction there on that one. No spoilers on that or anything like that. But yeah, let's hop into the chat and see who's hanging out. We got Gene Whitacombe popping in saying, I hope you see this, Davey. I'm so happy you're back. Thank you so much, Gene. I will watch this after. Sorry, I can't be here to watch live. No worries, Gene. Hope you are doing well. And thank you so much for checking it out on the rewatch. And then we got Lamontre Gillard, one of our great channel members, popping in. What's happening, Lamontre? Great to see ya. We got Andy Radu. Hi, Davey. Welcome back. Thank you so much, Andy. Really appreciate you. Medley Man. How's it going, Medley Man? It's been a minute, huh? Says, I'm going to see The Monkey along with Nosferatu with my friend on the 25th, and I'll be taking thousands of milligrams of homemade edibles for it. Well, that should make it, like, pretty wild, right? That should be fun. Yeah, I think that'll be good. I mean, Nosferatu is, relatively chill. Stylized, but not hyper stylized. I hope you enjoy both movies. We got Chester Franklin Jr. in the chat. What's happening, Chester? Thank you so much for the welcome back. Really appreciate you. Trisha McMaster says, my son is actually on a date to see The Monkey. Well, good for him. Good for your son getting out there. I'm taking my daughter and middle son tomorrow night. Heck yeah, Trisha. Thank you so much for jumping in. Trisha's one of our great channel members and Patreon members as well. We got Big Rod in the house. Says, Rafiki said it best. The king has returned. You are too kind, Big Rod, one of our great channel members there. Really appreciate you, man. Paula Fitzhenry, another amazing channel member. How you doing, Paula? It's been a minute, hasn't it? We got my guy, Foz Rotten, in the chat. What's happening, Foz? We got to get a Movie Punks going here pretty soon. I've been thinking about you, Foz. I think I even dreamed about us putting together a stream or something like that. Crazy. The things that you dream about when your life is flipped upside down. Yeah, man, we got to get together and put together a Movie Punks sometime soon. Yeah, I'll hit you up offline, as they say. Saw The Monkey tonight, and it was really fun. Hell yeah, Foz. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good time. So I'm not too worried about it. It is just interesting to see right away. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" And then, of course, there's like the reel back from that. We got Ashton Luck in the house. What's happening, Ashton? So great to see ya. We got Gory Tiger. How you doing, Gory? Always a pleasure. We got Sam from Our Life in Horror saying, hey, everyone, happy to see Davey back. Thank you so much, Sam. Guys, I'm actually going to be over on Our Life in Horror on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be watching Jennifer's Body, which I actually haven't seen, so I'm going to watch it either after this stream or tomorrow. So I want to make sure that I at least see it once before we do the watch party. I don't want if the watch party is my first time seeing a movie, I'm not going to know what the heck to think of the movie. So I'm going to do a little bit of my homework. And I'm looking forward to hanging out with Sam and Brendan over there. Thank you so much for jumping in there, Sam. Let's see. Who else do we have in the chat? We got Brooke Scarlett, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods. How are you doing, Brooke? So good to see you. We got Antonis Andriotis. Nothing much, man. Just getting settled into the new spot. As you can see, a little bit of a different look here. You guys can see my massive... Well, it doesn't look that massive. My TV behind me, it's a big one, a big black rectangle right behind me. I want to find a way to like put some images on there or something like that, but it might just blow out everything that's showing up on the camera. So we'll see. I'll play around with that. Good to see you, Antonis, as always. We got our guy Cody Snyder in the house, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods. How you doing, Cody? Probably hopping back and forth between here and Pat, that Halloween movie collector. They are watching some Tales from the Dark Side over there. So really cool, fun stuff going on over there. We got Mud Nelson, our guy Gavin. What's happening, Gavin? So good to see you, one of our great channel members. Hope you are doing well, my guy. It's been a minute. Always a pleasure to have you jumping on in and hanging out with us. Thank you so much, Ashton. Really, really appreciate you, man. Let's see who else we got here. Looks like we might be kind of caught up. Oh no, Robert the Wolfman. Ow, ow, hanging out in the chat, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods. I feel like I've said that a handful of times. We got a good group of mods here, don't we? Give it up for the mods in the chat, everybody. Give it up for those amazing mods. They really keep it clean. There was a little pocket of time there where it just got kind of crazy in the chat. What's happening, Adrian? So good to see you, man. Really appreciate you jumping in. We got Joey Jolene. How you doing, Joey? Such a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Hope you're doing well. The coroner from Colorado, Joey Jolene. And we got Blue Wolf 87, our guy Gary. How you doing? And not only am I back, guys, but Gary is back as well. So give it up for Gare Bear there in the chat. We got Jordan Decker, one of our great channel members, says, hey, Davey, I'm double dipping between you and Pat right now. Nice shirt, by the way. Thank you so much, Jordan. How drunk are you at this point, Jordan? I'm curious to know. Let me know in the chat. Hopefully you don't fall asleep later while we're on a call. Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. I don't know, man. Just let me know. And please, Jordan, I hope you have pants on. I'm just gonna get that out there. Gavin says, I want to see The Monkey, but I feel like every time I see a movie in the theater, I don't enjoy them as much. I always go alone and get too drunk. I will watch on Onion Play. Oh, is Onion Play like you get the movies as soon as they're in the theater kind of thing? I watch The Gorge though. Okay. Yeah, you know, it's kind of cool to be able to go see a movie in the theater alone. There's definitely pluses and minuses to that. But yeah, I mean, especially if you're going to, you know, partake in a bunch of adult beverages, you might find that you can lose the plot a little bit there for sure. But yeah, I mean, you know, Gavin, I talk about it on the channel all the time. You know, we live in a day and age where it's really difficult to not have, you know, the expectations sort of ruin the movie, kind of kill your boner for the movie before you even like get in the theater. I think that's definitely a thing that I've experienced for sure. That's why I try not to watch too many trailers anymore. You know, it just sort of keeps the expectations, I don't know, relatively low. We got Brother Fluff Salisbury in the chat. Had a crazy week and lost my dad within a 24, or got engaged and lost my dad within a 24-hour period. So sorry to hear about losing your father, Brother Fluff, but congratulations on getting engaged. That is a crazy week. You got me beat for sure on that one. You know, I guess sometimes when life gives you a little sweet, sometimes it gives you a little sour as well. But you know, congratulations on getting engaged. That's amazing. That's a huge step. Nothing but the best for you and your fiance, man. And of course, you know, prayers for your family and sending positive thoughts and everything out there to you, brother Fluff, for sure. Let's see here. Who else do we have? We got Eli Cortez, a pillar of the YouTube horror community, and especially here over on the Davey Deathray channel, one of our great channel members and mods, Mr. Eli Cortez, saying what's up to the Death Squad. Oh, we're just hanging out. We're just getting going here. We got Movie Misfits video. What's happening, Chris Snyder? Guys, if you don't sub over to Movie Misfits video, go give him a sub. He's got some really fun stuff dropping very, very soon here with the Who Killed Who on the Scream series. So you're going to want to check that out for sure. Let's see here. We got Matt Arnett. What's happening, Matt? So good to see you again. Yeah, I'm excited because I've heard so many good things about Jennifer's Body. You know, not only just everyone loving on what's her face? Why can't I think of her name right now? Why am I having a huge brain fart? Jennifer Transformers girl, whatever her name is. Guys, you'll let me know in the chat. Megan Fox. I don't know why I wanted to say her name was Jennifer, probably because it's Jennifer's Body. I've heard really good things about Jennifer's Body, so I'm excited to check it out. And it seems like a different kind of horror movie, so that's fun. There you go. Chris just rewatched it tonight. Honestly, one of my favorite all-time movies. All right. Well, if Chris likes it, or if Chris loves it, I'm sure I will at least like it for sure. So yeah, I'll have to check that out once we're all wrapped up here. We got What's in a Name, says the prodigal son has returned. Welcome back. You've been missed. Thank you so much. What's in a Name? Yeah, it's I'm kind of living out of a suitcase the last like 3 weeks of my life, and now I'm settled in here at my brother's house. He's got you know, a spare room here, so very fortunate to be taken in by family and getting all that awesome support and everything. You know, I'm probably not going to dive into like too many details and all that kind of stuff. You know, some of you guys that know me a little bit better, or we DM regularly, or we text or whatever, like you guys know what's going on. And then I'm sure most people can just sort of kind of put it together. But yeah, it's been a wild time, a real wild time. Jennifer's Body is one of Sam's favorites as well. Hell yeah. Let's see here. We got Melissa Wildcard in the chat. What's happening, Melissa? Long time no see. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Doing better and better every day, Eli. Thank you so much for all the support, man. Really appreciate it. And everybody that's like reached out, you know, over the last, I mean, it's been, you know, a good chunk of the last like half year of my life or so. Really appreciate everybody that's reached out with support, or just reached out to check in and see how I'm doing. It's been really moving and really awesome. And you know, when I set up the channel and everything, and we started building this community, and that was a big thing about lifting each other up and being there for the good and the bad. Like, you guys really showed up in a big way. So thank you guys so much. Mud says you should do a watch along for Tales from the Crypt Demon Night. It's a fun watch for a group. I love that movie, Gavin. I think Demon Night's really fun. I love Tales from the Crypt. I have to get back into my reviews. Everything has just been so sideways and flipped upside down. So I've been, you know, totally out of the flow as far as doing pre-recorded videos. But with my new job, you know, I'm working weekends and everything. I've been doing some extra training the last couple of weeks, so that's why I've been like super busy and haven't been able to hop on even for anything small during the evening. But, you know, I'll be working weekends from here on out, so I'll have plenty of time throughout the week to do some pre-recorded videos. And then even on the weekend nights, you know, depending on what's going on in my personal life, I should have some availability to do, you know, this sort of thing where we can hop on for like a Q&A or a hangout, or do a watch along of something like Tales from the Crypt Demon Night. I love that movie. So much fun. Great soundtrack. Even Jada Pinkett Smith is really good in that movie. And, you know, that's saying a lot right there. Let's see, who else do we got? Thank you so much for the reminder, Chester. Don't forget to hit that like button, everybody. I know it's been a while. I'm totally out of the friggin' loop on everything. Like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment if you're watching after the fact. Thank you guys so much. You can also sign up for membership for 99 cents a month. Gets your foot in the door on the membership. And yes, members only content will be returning. Absolutely. You bet it. Or you got it. You bet. You bet. You got it. You bet it. Whatever. I'm making up new phrases here, folks. Don't mind me. No monkey movies for me. Nope, not since Shakma. Ooh, what's Shakma, Melissa? I don't know what Shakma is. Is that the name of a movie or just the name of a monkey in a movie? Only on your second beer, but if you're drinking that Voodoo Ranger, that stuff is sneaky, Jordan. So look out. It'll catch up to you. What's happening? We got Herbert Geddes in the chat. Says, hey, Davey, great seeing you again. Death Squad lives. That's right. The Death Squad does live. Just like Jason lives. Let's see here. When I saw Hard Eyes, there was like 15 people in the theater, and someone sat right next to us. It's like a practical joke. You know, you go see a movie, and you're just like, that's what when I saw Terrifier 3, no shit, I'm sitting there in the theater by myself, and I was like, this is pretty creepy. And then a guy came in and sat like way up in the front, you know, way far away from me. And I was like, it's sort of even creepier. And I'm like, it would be funny if I just got up and walked down there and sat right next to him. Right as Terrifier 3 is kicking off. What's happening, Gina? Thank you so much for popping in. I know it's late out there across the pond, but don't worry. We're going to be doing streams at all times of the day. Late Night with the Davey is going to be coming back. We're going to have some late night versions of that. We're also going to have Late Night with the Davey Before Dark, which will return as well. So Gina, you can check out some of those episodes, and you know, hopefully I've been talking with Curtis from Twisted Locker, so we might be getting something going here pretty soon. That'll probably be during the day / evening for you. So yeah, thank you so much for jumping in, Gina. Hope you are doing well. We need a watch party for Brendan Fraser's Monkey Bone. I remember when that movie came out, and I was like, I have zero interest in watching this movie. Is it like a kid's movie? Is it a teen movie? I don't even know what it is. I remember Chris Kattan is in that movie somehow. That is just wild. That was at that time where Brendan Fraser was being phased out or phrased out. And Chris Kattan was trying to get a movie career going. I do really enjoy A Night at the Roxbury. Corky Romano, not as much. Let's see here. Matt says, I usually go to the movies alone since neither my wife or kids usually want to go see what I want to. Yeah, it's kind of nice. You don't have to worry about people asking you questions. It's a little less expensive going to the movie alone, that's for sure. Especially, I like to sneak in, you know, like a box of hot tamales down like the back of my pants or something, depending on what I'm wearing. Just, you know, all sorts of snacks and candy to sneak in, you know. Good times. Good times. Yes, I did say that phrase, Foz. It could, you know, watching all those trailers and listening to the hype train get chugging along on a movie can definitely do that for you. Going blind on everything, says Chris, unless it's a franchise movie, and in that case, I only watch the first teaser. Yeah, I'll watch like a first teaser trailer pretty much these days, and then I'll bail after that. They give away way too much. All right, Trisha says, life updates, we need them. Where are you located? What does the future hold for your channel, Davey? Okay, so yeah, I'm still in the Phoenix area. I was living in a place called Goodyear in Phoenix, and I just moved about 20 minutes away to a spot called Buckeye, which is frustrating because I'm a Michigan Wolverines fan, and there's a lot of Buckeye fans out here. So, but anywho, yeah, the future for the channel, I touched on it a little bit, but thank you so much for asking, Trisha. Yeah, you know, Monday through Thursday, my schedule is pretty wide open unless something's going on in my, you know, personal life. So I'll have time during the day to do pre-recorded videos so I can get back on those Tales from the Crypt reviews. And then during the evenings, we can get back into watch parties, members only content, all that kind of fun stuff. And yeah, recently I've been working with Renewal by Anderson, which if you guys don't know, it's a window and door replacement company. It's been really awesome so far. So, you know, I work either at like a retail location or like an event on the weekends. So And usually those are like day shifts on the weekend. So like I said, in the evenings, we'll be able to do, you know, maybe some Saturday night watch parties, kind of fun stuff like that. And, you know, now that I'm at my brother's place, he is an industry guy. He does 3D matte painting. We've talked about doing, you know, starting like a sports channel. We're both big sports fans, or even doing kind of like a show where it's like the fan perspective versus the professional perspective, you know, reviewing movies, or maybe even discussing like trends in movies, or, you know, just whatever kind of discussion topic, which could be really fun. And since we're both in the same place, like we could do that live, you know, one camera, just both of us. That could be really, really fun. I'm not sure if that could be a mix of like pre-recorded / live. I love doing the live stuff. You guys know, it's just so much fun interacting with you guys and getting your guys' input. And yeah, you know, just to like sort of, you know, glaze over it as simply as possible. You know, recently single, but getting out there already, Trisha. So don't you worry about me. Exactly, Rod. Without the bad, we wouldn't know what the good is. Here's to the future. Yeah, man. It's I would imagine you're referring to Brother Fluff up there. You know, who recently got engaged, but also lost his father. But at the same time, you know, one of the things that I've been like, you know, ruminating on, and, you know, just sort of like telling myself to get myself through, you know, the tough past months that I've been going through, is just making sure that this next chapter is the best one possible. So now that I'm settling into this new spot, I've been working out like the last 4 days. That's been wild because, guys, I've never been a regular like workout kind of person. Like when I was young, I played team sports and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, you do gym class and everything. But as an adult, it's been spotty at best. Like I ran a 5K a little over a year ago and trained for that. And other than that, there's just been little pockets of time where I've worked out, and I'm at this point, I'm like, you know, in the spirit of just like getting healthier and making sure that the next chapter of my life is the best it can be. I'm like, well, I gotta get as fit as I can be, and maybe get in the best shape I've ever been in my whole life. That would be really cool. You guys know that if you've been following the channel for a little bit, that you know, like back half of 2023, front half of 2024, I lost about like 40 pounds just by, you know, not really drinking, or not drinking that much, and eating better. And that was it. It took like 7 or 8 months, but I lost 40 pounds. So I'm like, well, if I can get out there and just be more physically active. So I've been doing like just some relatively light, you know, weightlifting kind of exercises, and getting out there and running and stuff. And my brother Matt, who I'm living with now, is very health conscious, and he's got an awesome like gym setup in his garage. So I'm going to learn everything I can learn from him. And I'm not looking to Chris Pratt it out, but it would be cool just to tone what I got and get rid of what I don't need. So that's a little bit more of what is here to come in the future. So yeah, let's continue with the chat here. There we go. Gina congratulating Brother Fluff on the engagement. And I'm so sorry to hear that you've just lost your brother, Gina. I'm so sorry. I think I remember you saying something, you know, maybe about a month ago, just about his health in general, but I'm so sorry to hear that you've lost him. Prayers for you, and of course, positive thoughts to you and your family. And again, to Brother Fluff's family as well. Guys, we got to be there to lift each other up when it's tough. So I appreciate you guys being vulnerable and sharing. Like, you guys know how I feel. Vulnerability and humility, I think, are attractive qualities in people in general. I think that we could use a little more vulnerability in our global society. So thank you so much for sharing. And guys in the chat, let's give love to Brother Fluff and Gina. I'm sure you guys already are, but I'm so far behind on the chat. So let's see what else we got going here. Chris has got one more episode left to finish over the next few weeks. Is that first episode going to drop here within the next week, Chris? Let me know. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. We're talking about Megan Fox. Holy crap. Let me see if I can skip ahead. Guys, if you do have a question for me, because I've been blah, blah, blahing for 26 minutes now. If you do have a question, go ahead and just put question in all caps, and I'll make sure to address it. So that way, because we can do sort of like a Q&A little thing here. That way I can maybe save those questions. We can do like a Q&A portion of the hangout here. Foz says, we rewatched Jennifer's Body within the last year and works better for me now than it did then. That's a good sign. If a movie gets better on rewatches, that is a good time, or a good sign. And a good time. Haven't seen it, but I like Diablo Cody. Oh, Diablo Cody wrote that one. I do like a Diablo Cody script. I think she wrote like the final version of the Evil Dead 2013 script. I don't think she wrote the story. It was just sort of like, let's hand the script off to her so she can punch it up and make it a little more modern. Let's see here. There we go. Just need a little sip of water. Nothing more punk rock than couch surfing out of a suitcase. Oh, goodness, Big Rod. Yeah. There were some good days and some bad days. I didn't feel very punk rock. Felt like kind of a loser, but I guess maybe that is sort of punk rock. There we go. We got Prince in the chat quoting Iron Sheik. Oh yeah, the amazing Iron Sheik from Brooklyn. Guys, if you do not listen to Iron Sheik, and it's not Iron Sheik like the wrestler, it's Iron Sheik like fashion. So Sheik is CHIC. Great fucking band, especially if you like East Coast punk rock / pop punk. You will adore it. I love Tales from the Crypt too, Melissa. Yeah, so good, so good. Demon Knight, yes, amazing time. Holy cow, Big Rod has been a member for 6 months. How about that? Trisha's been a member for 5 months. That is way too cool. Yeah, what has happened to Leanna? I think I saw something about her having a family excursion planned for tomorrow, so she might just be taking it easy tonight and getting ready for fun with the family. But yeah, she's still hanging out somewhere. Maybe she'll jump in and say what's up. Holy cow, Cody Snyder is gifted a channel membership. Let's see who got that. Maddie JETS was gifted a membership. I think Maddie had jumped in a couple streams ago for the very first time. I don't remember if it was the Hard Eyes one. It might have been the Evil Dead stream. We had quite a few people that jumped in on that one. Why does my face look bloated? I don't know. Let me see. We saw Terrifier 3, like 4 people literally got up and walked out. What is with that? You don't know what you're getting into when you go to watch Terrifier 3? It's Sam, thank you so much for jumping in. Yeah, guys, let's see here. I will share the link to that watch party. That'll be Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. You are not going to want to miss it. Check out Our Life in Horror if you haven't already, and throw those guys a sub. Let's see here. Monkey Bone doesn't hold a candle to Airheads. Oh, there's no way it could, right? It's adult humor about a cartoonist. It's bad, but it's fun and a really good cast. Okay. I like bad, but fun can be pretty killer. I like that. Watching A Nightmare on Elm Street 1984, my go-to horror greatest, says Herbert. That's a really good one, Herbert. That is a really good one. My favorite in the franchise, easy. Trailer free since 93. Can you give me your favorite movies again? The Davey Jamboree movie week is on my radar. Ooh, favorite movie. That's such a tough one to answer, Prince. Jaws, The Evil Dead, The Empire Strikes Back, Fletch. I'm trying to think of a couple more to throw your way. Network. And I might just have to think a little bit more on that one. That is a tough question. Favorite. I have a lot of favorite movies, so when I try to think like top 5, I try to mix it up too. Just a little bit of different kind of genres in there for sure. Andy, if you have a question, put question in all caps. I'll be able to check it out there. Hey, I'm old too, but I guess I wasn't old enough to watch Demon Knight in the theaters. I hope you work in sales, Davey. You could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves. Love the Tommy Boy reference, Jordan. I worked in sales for insurance, and it is very, very difficult to do it with insurance. Now, doing what I'm doing right now, I'm basically setting appointments, but if that goes well, then the sky is the limit. One thing I've learned about the company I'm working for now is that if you do well, there's a lot of upward mobility. So I'm still relatively new and, earning my keep and, earning those stripes as well. Yeah, Foz. So sports is when either an individual or maybe two people, maybe even an entire team of people get together and they compete against another person, duo, or team. Now, each sport has different rules, and usually there's some sort of scoring involved to determine a winner. Now, not all sports all the time have a winner. If you watch a lot of soccer, you'll see that most of those matches don't end in wins, unfortunately, which is probably one of the reasons why it hasn't been fully embraced by our great country, the United States of America. But yeah, there's usually physicality involved. Most of the time you have to be in somewhat a good shape depending on what sport you're playing and of course what era you're playing, because man, we've seen all sorts of bodies in football and baseball particularly. But yeah, sports, I think sports are fun, guys. I'm one of those, I am just so nerdy about so much. It's like sports, politics, music, movies, whatever. Like if I can get some entertainment out of it and if I can appreciate the work that the people are putting into it, then I can totally get down. So I guess that's how I look at sports. I'm like, I think it's really cool when people can accomplish something either on their own with another person or on a team. Jordan Decker has been a member for 3 months. What's happening, Jordan? Love that so much. Tales from the Crypt Bordello of Blood is a good one too. I think that one's pretty fun. Yeah, I like Dennis Miller is a perfect cast for that one. Matt says, I saw that in Escape from LA back to back in the theater. Hell yeah. I haven't seen Cocaine Bear either. Is that what you were asking about, Andy? Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I don't know if I'm like interested. I don't know if I'm interested. Cocaine Bear, it's like, okay, so I can sort of picture what that movie's going to be about. I don't know if I need to spend any time watching it. What's happening, Brett Patrick? Hanging out in the chat. Are you guys can't be wrapped up with your stream already. Are you cheating on your stream and hopping over here to say what's up? If so, thank you so much, Brett. Really appreciate you. Trisha says, hey, I started CrossFit during my life change. It helped with stress management and confidence. I miss it sometimes. Hey, you can always jump back in, even if you're just doing it like a couple times a week. And I'm just trying to do something, some sort of exercise, some sort of workout every day. And holy cow, you guys, I'm walking around. For the people in the chat that are sports fans, you may get this reference. I'm walking around like Patrick Mahomes lately. Like it's like I got something like up my butt, just like my legs are just completely. I'm like, even though I may not have the appearance of somebody that is very much out of shape, although I don't know, maybe I do, depending on how in shape you are. But holy crap, you guys, I feel incredibly out of shape. And that's another thing too, is it's like, this isn't about like, I don't know. It's not for anyone else. It's just another piece of making sure that the next chapter is the best it can be. And also just like feeling better, being more flexible, like not being as tired, just like, aging as well as I can, I suppose. Yeah, I think it's good to do a little something, physical, even if it's just, you just pick up your kids and just like bench press them. Trisha, you can do that. Gary, not sure. I don't know, man. What he says, wow, seems like no one is seeing my I can see your comments. I'm sorry if you feel like it's a total waste. Let's see here. Brett, thought you were busy. I'm looking at you right. I know. Brett is cheating on his, he's cheating on his stream. What's happening, John? Hey, there we go. Throwing out some prayers for Gina. Really appreciate you, John. Yeah, John and I are going to go check out The Monkey this week. So really looking forward to that. Maybe Sandy will come along. Maybe my brother Matt will come along as well. So good to see you, John. Thanks for jumping in, man. Hell yeah, Maddie. That is our channel moderator Cody Snyder that gifted that membership to you. And I know he's rooting for those Jets for you. Jets, Jets. Let's go. I have not seen Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. What's happening, Dean Renner, one of our great channel members, checking in from work to say, hey, thank you so much, man. I know it's really busy where you're at, so appreciate you jumping on in there. All right, let's see what else we got. Not to jump in on the bereavement bandwagon, but my mother passed Saturday, and my grandmother, who's 104, went last night. Matt, I'm so sorry, man. It seems like a lot of us have been going through loss lately. Some of us in different ways than others, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. Prayers to you and your family, of course, and positive thoughts. Yeah, let's show some love for one another here in the chat. That's not a question, Medley man. Yes, John. Question: Wednesday gonna work? Absolutely, Wednesday will work. Let's text and figure out a good time that'll work best for you guys, or just for you if it's just gonna be you. We got Pat, that Halloween movie collector, jumping in. What's happening, Pat? So good to see ya. Cheating on his stream as well. What's happening, Frank? Thank you so much for the the glad to see me back. I know it's been so long. I missed you guys. I miss your musk. Guys, Frank has an awesome channel. If you're really into physical media, that is a great place to go. Always covering the brand new releases and really awesome panels on Frank's lives. I believe he usually does them on Tuesday nights. So if you don't sub already, go over to Frank's Media and Reviews, check him out, and show him some love there. Holy cow, we got Daniel from the Cobwebs channel, says, welcome back to the tube, dude. Oh, thank you so much, Daniel. Hopefully you're still in the chat. I know I'm super behind on the chat. Really enjoyed your top horror movies of the 80s. Man, you said The Changeling, and my heart skipped a beat. And then there was another one, what, Day of the Dead? Day of the Dead, really love Day of the Dead. And I think there was another one, I'm trying to think of it on the fly right now, where I was just like, man, Daniel and I, we could hang. Like, we could hang and watch some damn movies. Of course, Lost Boys, Fright Night, like so many good movies in there, but there were a few moments where I was like, ooh, son los mismos, as they say. What's happening, Leanna? Bevy Rage, one of our great channel members, and Death Squad mods. How are you doing, Leanna? So good to see you. I know you're planning or getting ready for some family fun tomorrow. Really appreciate you being able to jump in. I think Adrian was asking where the heck you were at. There you go. Adrian's like, where you been? How dare you? Let me see if I can catch up here. I'm going to save a couple of these questions. Antonis, I see your question. Evil Dead stream was Matt's Cherry Pop. All right, there it is. There it is. Trisha loves My Bloody Valentine. I'm looking forward to the Blumhouse version of My Bloody Valentine. Hopefully it turns into a whole thing. I would like to see that. That's another one that Daniel brought up in his awesome best horror movies of the 80s streams. Guys, the Cobwebs channel, I probably don't need to do a commercial for it because Daniel is so awesome over there and so damn successful. But his stream of consciousness ability to review films and get you excited about a movie and sort of maybe even make you want to watch a movie you've never seen before because you watch one of his reviews, like top-notch quality YouTuber and just genuinely passionate. Like, there's no bullshit over there on the channel. So love the Cobwebs channel so damn much. Let's see here. Let me catch up with the chat. What's happening, Brad? How are you doing? My guy Bradley Johnson from Juneau, Alaska. Keeping it real up north. Do I believe in angels? Yeah, I do. I believe in the good and the evil. Brad, I think you know that about me. Speaking of Tommy Boy, did you ever do like the Tommy doing the Darth? Never done that in the fan, but I've imitated Darth Vader many times in my life, and no, I am not going to do it now. Let me see here. Foz still doesn't get sports. It's cool, Foz. We can hang out and watch some sports. I'll try to explain it as best I can to you. Yes, sports ball. What's happening, Cody? Member for 6 months. Hell yeah! I think that's as long as you could be a member. That's the way to go. That is the way to go. Paula, I did see the Super Bowl. Wow, what a massacre. Yeah, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles and all their fans. Absolutely. We got Slasher Fred hanging out in the chat. What's happening, Slasher Fred? Remake of Westworld. I mean, they did the TV show. TV show was a remake. What's happening, Ryan? How are you doing? So great to see ya. Guys, how about we get to some movie news? What's happened in the Oct? Just 252 days until Halloween, guys. That is amazing. Laura, how are you doing, Laura? So great to see you. Laura was a roommate of mine in Portland, and now she's one of our great channel members. And yes, I am back. The working out is addictive as hell. All right. Hey, if I see results, it'll just push me even further, and hopefully the soreness can just back off a little bit. Soreness, like, please. Let me see here. Just gonna sort of catch up because I think I have just been sort of chit-chatting about whatever. Yes, The Changeling is fantastic. I friggin' love that movie so damn much. Oh my gosh. One of my favorites. I think The Changeling made me realize, like, The Changeling and like The Innkeepers, and maybe there was another one that made me realize, like, holy crap, like, I think that slow burn haunted house movies are like, that's one of my favorite subgenres of horror. I just had a realization because I was like, this really works for me. I love the idea of like a spirit of like a deceased person that is looking for justice in the afterlife. I don't know what it is about that. Really, really dig that concept. And The Changeling is very much so that. Dawn of the Dead was first. Yes. Yeah, you're right, Matt. The Cobwebs channel is goated. That's what's up right there. Okay, guys. Oh, holy crap. We got Matt Facci in the house. One of my good buds. A great friend, not just here on YouTube, but, you know, somebody who's so supportive and always reaching out and, you know, keeping everything real. So great to see you in the chat, Matt. Thank you so much for hanging out. Matt's also a, you know, mod here on the channel, so let's show the mods a little extra love or they'll kick you out. I'm just joking. They will not kick you out. What's happening? Nicholas Woodall, long time no see, one of our great channel members. Welcome back. Let's see here. Who else do we got going? I'm just gonna sort of rush to the bottom. Holy cow, finally caught up with the chat. That is hardcore. Big Rod says the soreness goes away once your body adapts. You just got to embrace the suck for the first 2 months of working out and eating right. 2 months? Okay. All right. Let's see. Trisha says, Davey, I should totally be a mod. I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't know. She'll jump in, I'm sure. She'll jump in and yeah. Hope everything's okay with Jamie, of course. Sometimes when you don't see someone, you're like, I hope they are okay. Let's see here. Let me see. Gosh, you guys are chatting so much. I think I can actually make you a mod right now, Trisha. There you go. Boom. There it is, Trisha. You've been modded. I hereby knight you, Trisha of McMaster's clan, mod of Davey Deathray channel. Okay, guys. Let's hop on over to some quick movie news because I said I was going to do this and I've been talking for 45 minutes. Holy crap. This is going to be really quick because there's just a few things that I want to cover. You guys know that I'm a huge Evil Dead fan, right? I mean, that's no secret here. So I got really pumped when I saw this little bit of news here that Sam Raimi's horror return, Send Help, is going to arrive in theaters January 2026. I hope that means it doesn't suck because a lot of bad movies come out in January, but let's go ahead and read through here. Hopefully I can read tonight. Director Sam Raimi, talk about goated, heads back into the horror genre with his next movie, Send Help, and we've learned today that 20th Century Studios is bringing the film to theaters in 2026, January 30th of 2026 to be exact. Rachel McAdams will star alongside Dylan O'Brien with Dennis Haysbert and Chris Pang also confirmed. The film is a survival horror thriller about two colleagues who become stranded on a deserted island, the only survivors of a plane crash. On the island, they must overcome past grievances and work together to survive, but ultimately it's a battle of wills and wits to make it out alive. Damian Shannon and Mark Swift, who wrote Freddy vs. Jason and Friday the 13th, 2009. All right. Wrote the screenplay. Raimi will produce alongside Zainab Azizi under Raimi Productions. Okay, Damian Shannon and Mark Swift, Freddy vs. Jason, you know, like that's fine. Friday the 13th, 2009. I really enjoy that movie. You know, I don't know if the screenplay or the strongest parts of either of those movies, but one thing about Sam Raimi that I've learned is I trust him. You know, when he gets to produce, especially produce and direct a project, you know, Spider-Man only kind of got off the rails on the third movie when they forced him to do Venom. He originally wanted to do The Vulture with Ben Kingsley. I think it was Ben Kingsley, which would have been awesome. Venom to me has always been one of those characters where I'm like, I don't even know if I care about Venom, honestly. Like, Venom looks cool. I don't know if I really care that much about the character, though. So when Sam is going to direct something and also produce it, you know, like the way he's handled the Evil Dead series, you know, Fede Alvarez, what's his name? Lee Cronin, who did Evil Dead Rise. And then they've hired on Sebastian Vanacek to do Evil Dead Burn. I think that, you know, Sam is really good at making these decisions. And this sounds kind of interesting, like this like survival horror, you know, overcoming past grievances and working together to survive. But ultimately, it's a battle of wills and wits to make it out alive. And that rhymes, so you know it's true. So this sounds like, yeah, maybe, you know, people that feel like they can trust each other in a tough situation, but then learn that perhaps they can't trust each other. And then they just close it out with talking about Sam Raimi's movies. I thought Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was dreadful, but I don't think that has anything to do with him. I don't know why he was hired to do that movie, because why would you hire, like, the only Sam Raimi looking things in Multiverse of Madness was the fact that Bruce Campbell was in the movie, and that Doctor Strange looked like a Deadite for about like 2 minutes at the end of the film. But it's like, if you're not going to let Sam Raimi do Sam Raimi things, don't hire him as a director. Like, go watch Spider-Man 2. Still one of the best comic book movies of all time. I don't even care what you say. And that is a movie where they let Sam Raimi do Sam Raimi things, and it's friggin' awesome and timeless, oddly enough, even though Sam Raimi is very stylized. So I'm really excited to maybe hear a little bit more here. I will watch a teaser trailer and then I'll cut it off there. But if Sam Raimi's directing a movie, I'm going to watch it. I mean, shit, I watched Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, so I'm definitely going to be watching Send Help. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the chat and in the comments below. And I'm just going to go ahead and cruise to another couple pieces of news here. Eden Lake filmmaker is directing a Clayface movie written by Mike Flanagan, the guy that everyone wants to direct and write every single horror franchise. Mike Flanagan. Now, this is really interesting because I heard that Clayface was going to be the villain in the next Robert Pattinson Batman movie, which I think got pushed back to 2027. So maybe this is like an origin story that's just sort of like building up the character and getting us ready to see him in the Batman 2 or whatever they end up calling that movie. I hope that it's something like that because I love Clayface as a character. I think there's a lot of like, sort of like what we saw in The Substance. There's sort of like some social commentary there with a character like Clayface. At least if you guys go back and watch the that animated series, Batman the Animated Series from the 90s. I believe it was a 2-parter. And it's a really, really cool, like, poignant story about an aging actor and the lengths that they're willing to go to ensure that their career continue and ensure that they keep on looking young so they can get those roles. So the article says Mike Flanagan is writing a Clayface movie for DC, and THR confirms this afternoon that a director has been found. Flanagan himself will not be directing the upcoming Clayface movie, with James Watkins, who did Eden Lake, The Woman in Black, and Speak No Evil. All right. taking a seat in the director's chair. Warner Brothers will release DC's live-action Clayface movie on September 11th, 2026. Never forget. The Hollywood Reporter details sources say the film is budgeted at $40 million. Okay, that's kind of a cool, like, that's a pretty safe budget. So what if it's $40 million? It's probably going to cost about like close to $100 million to advertise and everything. So $40 million, and is a Hollywood horror tale. Awesome. Centering on a B-movie actor who injects himself with a substance to keep himself relevant, only to find out that he can reshape his face and form, becoming a walking piece of clay. The movie is due to shoot later this year. So Flanagan tweeted in 2021 that his dream Clayface movie was a horror thriller tragedy, and it sounds like that's ultimately the movie he's ended up writing for DC. So wow, I did not know this guy. The Clayface character was introduced by DC Comics in Detective Comics 40 way back in June of 1940. An adversary of Batman and with a clay-like form and shape-shifting abilities. Okay, the character has been played on screen in both animation and live action with actors Alan Tudyk, Ron Perlman, Brian McManaman, and Lorraine Burroughs having played the role. I didn't know that they ever... What was that in Gotham? When was Clayface in live action? Let me know, guys. I'm gonna jump back over to the chat and see what you guys are doing, because I bet it's friggin' crazy over here. As you guys can tell, I'm still getting my sea legs back, you know. So let me do. There we go. Everyone congratulating Trisha for becoming a mod. That's way too cool. Love seeing that support. Oh, and now and you're bowing or bowling? Bowling? Yeah, that sounds like fun. I wish I could bowl. It makes my carpal tunnel act up like crazy. I thought Amazing Spider-Man 2 was a bit bloated with the villains. It kind of reminded me of like Batman and Robin a little bit, but I love Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I think he's so good. I don't know. I think he's my favorite as far as the on-screen portrayals we've seen. I really love his first movie a lot, and really liked him in No Way Home. Yeah, Venom is just like, Venom just looks cool, and I don't understand. Like, they still haven't really handled Eddie Brock in a way that has anything to do with the comics. Like, the Eddie Brock is just like, they don't even care when it comes to Eddie Brock. Davey Deathray back in action. What's happening, MAGA Cat? So great to see you. One of our great channel members. Holy cow, guys. We got Colin Murdy in the house. Says, hey, Davey, jumping in to say hi. I'm about to hit the hay as it's 3:55 a.m. here in good old Belfast. Well, thank you so much for jumping in, Colin. Love seeing you hop on into the chat. And like I was telling Gina, with my new schedule and everything, I'm going to be doing some streams that take place earlier in the day and everything like that. So, you know, hopefully you'll be able to hop on or hop into some chats that are, you know, early to mid evening for you. But really appreciate it, man. Hope you are doing well and have a great weekend. Let's see who else we got here. Let's see here. Yes, you can put users in timeout. So, you know, choose wisely, as they say. Matt Arnett asks, any Intruder fans here? You get to see Sam and Ted Raimi get killed at a grocery store. Well, I don't know if Gavin is still in the chat. Our guy Mud Nelson, he's a massive Intruder fan. Watched and reviewed that movie just for Gavin. I had a lot of fun watching that one. I love that whole like Raimi style, just that whole school of you know, creating just silly horror. I kind of like that. They unconfirmed Clayface. Oh shoot, when did the news get dropped? Oh, that was just like hours ago and they already unconfirmed it. All right. My guess is they're doing Hush. Oh, that would be funny if he did a movie called Hush, but it's the Batman's Hush. Yeah, there's Pruneface. Pruneface was a Dick Tracy villain. Yeah, I think the idea of a Clayface movie would be really cool if you're going to set him up as a villain, you know? Love the original Batman from '66. The opening credits of that movie feels like we're watching an old movie serial from the '30s. Yeah. Yeah, I like that old show. I don't remember much about the movie, but I grew up watching the old show. Holy cow, Cody Snyder gifted a Davey Deathray membership. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, there's all sorts of memberships being gifted. Dude who loves movies. So Cody gifted another Cody a channel membership. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Cody. Really appreciate you. How are you doing, Dice? So good to see you in the chat. Guys, check out Dice's channel. You are not going to want to miss the content over there. If one of the mods can drop the link to Dice Roland's channel, please do. Dice has a really fun, like, it's this sense of humor that's like it speaks so specifically to me because it's sort of like I'm a huge Mystery Science Theater 3000 fan. And the way that Dice, does the humor on the content is just so reminiscent of that. Like, I love the cheeky kind of breaking of I guess you're kind of always breaking in the fourth wall, but just the snide comments and the air about Dice is great. So go check out the channel and throw a sub. Absolutely. Let's see here. What else do we got? Boom! Leanna Bevy Rage gifted 10 memberships. So Leeching on Peaches 69, which is like the spiciest screen name I've ever seen in my life. So Leeching on Peaches 69, Our Life in Horror, Wolfman's Got Nards, Joe Hahn, Jamie Hill, Travis Mitchell, Gervais's Unscripted Sports, Super Punky World, Flet's Movies and Pop Culture 13, and Wilkie's, I almost said Willie's, Wilkie's Movies and Music were all gifted channel memberships by Leanna. Thank you so much, Leanna. Too sweet. Too sweet. And I think I saw another one roll in. What the heck is going on? Cody Snyder gifting 10 memberships. Holy crap. Guys, you're making me sweat with how sweet you are. Trina from Real Horror was gifted a membership. Her, Gory Tiger, Ashton Luck, Woody, Brent Reef, Alex Vizaneris, Melissa Wildcard, Evil Alex, and something else happened here and I lost it. Evil Alex and Galford's Dog. I love that name, Galford's Dog. That's such a cool screen name. I don't know why it's really hitting me right now. Thank you so much, Cody. Thank you so much, Leanna. Really appreciate you. Oh, and Brett Patrick gifted a membership to Jonathan Nichols. How about that? Let me show that one off there. Boom. Amazing. You guys are so awesome. Look at that. And my nose is so itchy, and I swear it's not because of any nefarious activity. Wax Lavish, what's happening? Wax says our movie we filmed in 2020 is coming out on Amazon and Vudu soon. The Haunting of Michael Barrow. Ooh, all right. Wax, we should bring you on to Late Night with the Davey or something, and maybe we can talk about your film. And if it's going to be on Amazon, if it's going to be part of Prime, we could even do like a watch party. That could be really fun. You guys want to see Wax come on the channel here? Not come on the channel. Appear on the channel. Jordan, get your head out of the gutter. Or mind out of the gutter. And we could do a little interview, and maybe that'd be kind of cool to have one of the part of the crew, one of the creators of a film on a watch party. Could be really fun. And yes, Cody, we are fucking back, baby. Boom, there it is, guys. You can go ahead and click and check out Dice Roland's channel. Please, I implore you. A lot of fun stuff over there. Also, like a really good series on mental health and like how we find that in horror and how we find that, from each other. So it's not just silly Mystery Science Theater humor, although I'm sure there's a way to inject that into everything Dice does over there, but a lot of really great content. Yeah, absolutely. You know what, Ashton? We do love Dice, and welcome to channel membership, Ashton. Great to see that green name. Antonis, did you send a question and put question in there? I starred some of them. Yes, I do see that question there about Thanksgiving too. So I'm going to cover the rest of the news, Antonis, and then we'll jump onto some questions. Okay. Chester is heading out. Thank you so much for coming and kicking it with us here, Chester, and really appreciate the welcome back as well. I missed you guys a lot, and we're not going to do a 2-week break anymore. That was well, shit. I guess you never know what's going to happen, but at least this crisis has been, skated past. We're on to the next chapter. We're going to make this one the best one yet. We're going to kick everything up a notch here on the channel as I continue to get settled in. So thank you so much for kicking it with us, Chester. Have a great weekend, man. Dice says I'm kicking my own behind over here to get some new stuff out. A horror character deaths list on the way as we speak. Hell yeah. It can be tough sometimes to find that motivation and, find the time. I think I say this quite a bit on the channel. Dice, it just as well as I do. Sometimes editing takes like twice as long as as shooting the video. So that's like the part that always, whenever I think about doing a pre-recorded video, I'm like, oh, so I got to shoot it, which gets my nerves all ramped up because I'm just looking at a camera, and then I have to sit there and edit it for like 6 to 9 hours. And yes, Dice always has snark to give everyone. Love it. Let's see here. What else do we have going on? Hell yeah, Wax. In the description below, Wax, there's links to my social media. If you can hit me up on like Instagram or Twitter or something, just so we can have a little chat offline, and that would be great. We can set something up. So please reach out and and get that going. Herbert, thank you so much for bringing that up. That's actually one of the news stories I was going to bring up next here. So let me jump on over to that. I've seen a lot of people kind of posting about it on let's do this. Sorry guys, I swear I'll get better. It's back in the saddle again, right? There we go. Yep. So yeah, Phantasm star Reggie Bannister enters hospice care. Fans can send cards and letters to this address. I've seen, one of the things I don't really do, is just post the same thing that I see a bunch of other horror YouTubers posting, like on social media. But on a live stream, I think it is important to talk about these things. I just figure there's other people posting about it anyways. I don't want to just like post the same exact picture and the same exact sentiment and everything like that. Just feels a little disingenuous, I suppose. But I did think that this was a really sweet piece here that Bloody Disgusting put together, because they do list the PO box there that you can send, if you want to send a card or send something to Reggie as he's in hospice care. For those of you that, if you don't know what hospice care is, it's basically when you're, just waiting for the end of life, essentially. So he's entering home hospice care, which is great that he gets to be in the comfort of his own home. And yeah, in this time of need, fans are encouraged to share their appreciation for Bannister by sending letters to P.O. Box 4387, Crestline, California 92325. Looks like, or sounds like Reggie was diagnosed with dementia and Parkinson's in 2016, which were stabilized until last week when he collapsed. So yeah, really tough time for a lot of horror fans out there. It seems like, we just lost, I believe it was Peter Jason, who's a, player in a lot of John Carpenter films. And it's just one of those things. As time goes on, it's going to happen to all of us. And as time goes on, we keep on losing performers and creators that we really love, or, really love the films or works that they're a part of. So this is a great opportunity if you guys want to send a card or send some encouraging words, or just let Reggie know how big of a Phantasm fan you are. This is a great time to do it. These films are wild, man. It's been a long time. Like, I need to go back and watch them, because I saw these, I think, in my 20s and was just like, man, I thought The Evil Dead was crazy. And then Phantasm, I was just like, this is like a dream. This is like a crazy fever dream. So yeah, in the interest of everything we've been talking about tonight, life changes, tragedies, all that kind of fun stuff, not fun stuff, sarcastically fun stuff. This is a great opportunity to be able to send a little encouraging word out there to Reggie. And then the last little bit of news we can cover here. I was going to do Reggie's last, but since Herbert had brought it up, I figured we could go ahead and talk about that just right then and there. I did not mean to do that again. Gosh, I feel so off my game, you guys. I did want to share this because what the heck is going on with Clown in a Cornfield? What is this? This is a trailer that I watched, and I can't believe, first off, if you haven't watched the trailer, don't. I thought it was just going to be a teaser, and it kind of is. It's a minute and a half, but they show like 3 or 4 kills in this teaser. So if you haven't watched this, don't watch it. The clown's got, kind of a creepy clown look, but it also, maybe I didn't even need to talk about this. It just seems so derivative. I hate to be one of those people that's just like kind of talking crap about a movie I haven't even seen yet. But it is based on a award-winning horror novel. Clown in a Cornfield, slaughtering its ways into theaters nationwide on May 9th. So just a couple months away, really. And, Eli Craig, who directed Tucker and Dale versus Evil, which I think is a hilarious and really fun movie, directed this adaptation as well. But it's a young adult slasher novel. Just seems like they showed a bit too much in this trailer. So, clowns are all the rage with Pennywise and Art. And we've got a third. So let's see if Friendo, the clown in a cornfield, is going to be able to hang with those guys. I don't know. That's a tall order. He's even got the little hat like Art. So yeah, this one to me just seems sort of derivative. We may be entering an era, in the 80s. Once Friday the 13th, really got the slasher boom really humming along, it seemed like there were a lot of those kind of knockoff camp slashers and just sort of imitators, and here we are, Clown in a Cornfield, imitator extraordinaire. So just wanted to touch briefly on that, and boom, that's pretty much all the news I've got for you, except guys been chatting with Lee from Drum Dums and Nick from the Lost River Drive-In, and we're putting together a little something. So we are going to be doing a bi-weekly news show, and we're aiming for Monday nights. So I believe the first one is going to be this coming, or not this Monday, but a week from Monday. So we're going to be covering horror news. We may even have a topic of discussion, just depending on what's going on with the news. But months back, in August, Nick and I appeared on Lee's channel to celebrate 15 years of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, because I hate to tell you, we're all really big fans of that movie. And it was so much fun. So that was an idea that I had that I reached out to Lee with, because I've been such a fan of his for, going on 10 years now. And really wanted to collaborate with him and wanted to bring something meaty to the table. And a few weeks ago, when I was going through all the crazy living out of a suitcase, hopping from couch to couch, I reached out to Nick and Lee, and I was like, guys, we need to do a little something again. So we're putting together something fun. So this might be the last time I really cover news here on the Davey Deathray channel, but look forward to that show coming soon. I think we're going to call it Hit the Bricks. So Hit the Bricks horror news. So that should be really fun. So looking forward to that. Let me catch up with you guys here in the chat. Let's see here. Wax, I'm pretty sure you probably sent this before I told you. So I'm sure you got it all figured out there. What's happening, Adrian? So good to see you. It's been a while. And Adrian's one of our great channel members. Can't go without saying that. Leanna says we're due for a members only stream with all the cools who just joined the Death Squad. Thanks to you, Leanna, and Cody, and Brett. You guys are so amazing for gifting those channel memberships. Yes, let's put together, let's do something like, oh gosh, I don't know. Let me take a look at my schedule. It's tough to think about it on the fly right now. But let's put a little something together for early next week for a members only, one of those nights. Absolutely. I'm I do not make bong stickers. Well, you could put a sticker on a bong. You could put a sticker on a bong for sure. Perfect. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. What's happening? Toronto Freddy with the $5 Canadian super chat says, Brosif, what happened to movie date with Davey Deathray and Thrill Kill Kate? Unfortunately, Freddy, that show will never be returning. Yeah, and that's pretty much all I will say about that. Dice says, what is being a content creator if not consistent existentialism? Oh my gosh. Being a creative person in general, you know, I've been writing music since I was like 13. Like, I don't know if there's like it's the convergence of confidence and extreme self-doubt, right? And they meet each other, and it's like sometimes you feel the confidence, sometimes you feel the extreme self-doubt. They duke it out. I don't know. Identity crisis for sure, and imposter syndrome as well, Dice, for sure. Let's see here. Yeah, editing is, but that sometimes that's where you get your best jokes, right? I think a lot of the humor that you have, Dice, is like, I think a lot of it's the editing. So keep it up. You are doing great. Absolutely. Just got back from seeing The Monkey, and it's definitely my favorite movie of the year so far and exceeded my expectations. 4 out of 5 out of 5 says T. Parker Evans. T. Parker knows his stuff, and we usually agree on a lot of it. I would say more often than not, right? T, I think so. We usually agree more often than we don't. Cool. So yeah, I'll be watching The Monkey on Wednesday. I'm very, very much looking forward to it. Dice heard about Reggie this morning and wrote a letter to send today. That is so sweet. Look at that. Horror community coming together and lifting each other up. It's amazing. It is like, you know, whenever I go to a convention, I'm like, this is like church. It's like going to like a metal show or a punk show. I'm like, these are supposed to be like the derelicts, like the terrible people in society, and these are like the sweetest people I know. Crazy stuff, crazy awesome stuff. Let's see here. Yeah, no one beats Father Time. It's true. It's a healthy reminder just to be able to, you know, if you're at a convention, say what's up to these people, even if you don't have all the money to pay for everyone's picture or signature or whatever. If you see them, you can still try to make that connection for sure. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. I had almost literally held 2 of my friends' hands while guiding them through the entire Phantasm franchise not too long ago. Yeah, it is wild. It is like some crazy fever dream for sure. Yeah, Wes Craven, that was a shock. It absolutely was. Yeah. Let me catch up here. So who's all naked over here? Says Bill from the Everscathed. Fuck the Everscathed. Hail and cheers to you as well, Bill. Maybe I'll see you on a chat here a little bit later on. Let's see. What else do we got going? Okay. Patreon question. Okay. Yeah, guys, if you have a question, go ahead and write in capitals question. I'm just about to address those. Yeah, I love it. I love it, Dice. It gets me right in the Mystery Science Theater bone for sure. I'm wearing my They Live shirt tonight in honor of Peter Jason, says Bill. I'm wearing my Phantasm hoodie to the VLTIMAS concert. I don't even know. That's amazing. That's an incredible acronym. Tomorrow night. Respect to the horror legends. Absolutely, man. That is a really sweet tribute for sure. Yeah. Looks like you reached out through Instagram, so we will be in touch. Hell yeah. Bison-sized fingers at work. I love it. Yes, the totally scary and disturbing people who have something wrong with them. I've sent cookies and stickers to people. Yes. I know sometimes, well, it's like people are like, you like horror, they give you that, or like when you tell them, oh, I love horror movies, they do that like Stewie Griffin, like head tilt that like never stops. Because sometimes it's like people saw a scary movie when they were like 6 or 7 years old, and then they never went back and watched another horror movie. They're just like, oh my gosh, that was frightening. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, when you're a kid, it's kind of scary. I mean, I was scared by stuff when I was a kid, but still there was like an allure to the fear. Like it's like probably the same reason why I love sharks. Like sharks kind of freak the hell out of me, but I think they're amazing, beautiful creatures. They've like lived forever. They've gone through all the changes that the world has gone through, and then spiders fascinate the hell out of me. I think spiders are amazing, but I don't want them crawling all over me. So there is that fascination there with horror as well. Medley Man is naked. That's great. There you go. We do see eye to eye majority of the time, and yes, I did get the monkey popcorn bucket. It looked pretty cool. The monkey popcorn bucket did look pretty cool. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump over to some questions here. Billy passed the 3rd grade. Yeah, let me jump over to some questions here. First off, really quick, I do want to run through these so I don't forget at the end of the show. We're celebrating 6 months of membership for Big Rod, 5 months for Trisha, 3 months for Jordan, 6 months for Cody, and we're also celebrating Cody gifting a membership, gifting another membership, Leanna gifting 10, Cody gifting 10, Brett Patrick gifting 1 as well. And there we go. Laura Hernandez jumping in. Member for 1 month, says scary movies are great for preparing for the great zombie invasion. Yes. George Romero movies taught me exactly what you got to do. You got to find one of those Walmarts that has a gun section. That's number one. Gun and at groceries. So it's got groceries. So, in the back, there's a bunch of unperishables. There's going to be clothes. If they have groceries and guns, you're going to have clothes as well. You're going to need all that stuff. And then the nice thing, too, is a big flat roof for a helicopter to land on, because that's another thing I've learned about Romero movies. You have to have a helicopter and somebody that can pilot it. So, yes, there you go. Let me answer some questions here. Antonis Andriotis asks, when do you think we will see our first look at footage from Thanksgiving 2? Ooh, Antonis, I would imagine maybe we'll get some pictures relatively soon, because they're probably shooting it during the colder part of the beginning of 2025. I don't know. When did the trailer... I don't think the trailer for the original Thanksgiving came out until maybe there was a teaser in July, early August. I would say that, late summer, we'll get a teaser. So maybe sometime, mid to late July, very early August, we'll get a teaser for Thanksgiving 2. And then maybe a couple weeks later, we'll get that full trailer. Guys, they used to put out trailers 6 months in advance, but now with the world we live in, where you can just watch those trailers and just pour over every detail, it seems like they get closer and closer to when the movie comes out. Let's see. And then Medley Man asks, do you think Jurassic Park 2 or World is better, or even perhaps World 2? I've not seen any of the Chris Pratt Jurassic Park movies. I'm not interested at all in those. I'm not interested really in Jurassic Park at this point. I think the first movie's awesome. There were things about the second movie I liked. The third movie was kind of a throwback to the old 50s, 60s, dinosaur movies, Lost Continent, all that kind of stuff. Guys, if you haven't seen The Lost Continent, speaking of Mystery Science Theater 3000, it's such a bad movie, but it's such a great episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000. They just rip that movie apart. I think Cesar Romero, who played the Joker on the Batman TV show and the 66 film, he's in there. And then there's a couple other actors that I recognize as well. Hugh Beaumont, I believe, is in there also. So Hugh Beaumont and Cesar Romero, those are some big names from back then. So yeah, go on YouTube, MST3K, Lost Continent. Not Lost Continents. That's totally different. Lost Continent. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, Jurassic World, that stuff doesn't really do it for me, Medley Man. But man, I was obsessed with the very first Jurassic Park. I mean, I'm a huge Jaws fan, and to me, the first Jurassic Park movie is kind of like a sister, film, spiritual sequel, so to speak. And Medley Man, are Patreons invited to the members only streams? Unfortunately, there's not. Maybe there's a way I can do a simulcast. Let me look into that, Medley Man. I might be able to simulcast on Patreon as well, because I do know that you are a Patreon member. Thank you so much for doing that. And yeah, I think there is a way I can do that. Let me jump in there and figure that out, and we can get that cruising for you this week. I'm going to jump back on over to the chat. Let's see here. Just make sure Walmarts here don't even carry ammo anymore. Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing, but I know it was a thing at some point. The Fred Meyer, which is like kind of like it's the Pacific Northwest kind of equivalent of something like Walmart or Target. The Fred Meyer in my hometown sells guns and ammo. Like there's just like there's just like a section. There's just like a shitload of guns in a case and everything. I'm not now. I wouldn't say I'm a gun nut. I do own a firearm. I think it's a good thing to know how to use, but to like respect it properly and actually know how to use it and like go to a range and take lessons and like learn how to be safe with it. And I don't know, that's kind of where I'm at with that stuff. To me, it's not just like, oh, this is a fun thing to just like go shoot at a mountain or whatever. It's like, no, this is like a very serious machine. Like you have to be very, very careful with and all that kind of stuff. But I do think it's just one of those things that's I don't know, feels good. Let's see here. Ashton says, question, do you think we'll get a teaser towards the end of the year for Scream 7? I'm not sure when it releases next year, so maybe not. It is going to release in February. I bet we're going to get one in December. Yeah. I would imagine there's going to be some, what horror movies coming out in December? Isn't there going to be a like Silent Night, Deadly Night that's coming out in December? And then I think I feel like there's another horror movie that's slated to come out in December, and it's slipping me right now. But yeah, I would imagine like Thanksgiving weekend or that first weekend of December, we're probably going to see like a full trailer for, or at least a teaser for Scream 7. Yeah. No worries, Eli. It's a free world. You know, you don't have to hang out the whole time. Top 5 Spider-Man movies for T. Parker Evans. How many Spider-Man movies are there? There's enough for it. I mean, how many are you leaving out if you do a top 5? Leanna and her had a huge crush on Hugh Beaumont. I love Leanna has the sweetest old-timey crushes, you know. These guys that had a lot of pomade in their hair, I'm sure that was a big part of it for Leanna. You know, slight pompadour. If it's slight to full pompadour, you know, she's going to be losing her shit. I'm almost getting there. Look at that. You see that, Leanna? I'm almost at full pompadour status. What a hunk in his prime. Was he on one of those TV shows? Is he the Leave It to Beaver dad? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Okay. You've talked about this before, Leanna. Oh, I love, one of my favorite things is good-natured ribbing. Leanna can definitely dish it out as well as she can take it. And I love learning things about people where you can just sort of like jab them in the ribs there with everything. Dang, Davey has a gat. That's awesome. Should I show my gun on YouTube and they'll friggin' it's not even, there's nothing in the chamber. There's nothing in the magazine. No, it's a Sig Sauer 9mm. It's really, really sexy. It's got like this desert kind of beige about it. It's a beautiful gun. Yes. And I bought in Arizona, you don't even have to register them. I just bought them off a guy. I bought it off a guy I knew for like $600. Awesome gun. Only been out to the range with it once. Took a lesson. It was amazing. The lesson was so much fun and I did great. I mean, that you're relatively close to the target if the first time you're doing it. I'm no pro or anything, but I kill shots all over the place. So I guess that Resident Evil 4 playing paid off, you know. Antonis asks, did the clown in a cornfield trailer look very cheap and bad? It did not. No, it didn't look cheap. It does have that, when they say it's like a young adult slasher, yeah, it looks like it might be, I guess that it's going to be like rated R because there's probably going to be some language in there. The trailer wasn't too bloody, but the trailer shows like I said, like 3 or 4 kills. So kind of lame. Let's see here. What else do we got? 10 Spider-Man films, 16 if you include, the Sony non-Spider-Man films. That is just So frustrating. What did I think of the cast? Which cast, Paula? Which movie? I will let you know. You let me know the movie, and I will let you know. Yeah. It's not that crazy. No, I'm not, again, not a gun nut, but I do think, you know, if you have the right to own one and you feel like you can handle the responsibility, then gosh darn it, go ahead and do it, you know? Speaking of Resident Evil, I recommend The Gorge on Apple TV. It's very RE coded. Okay. All right. I've heard good things. I don't think I have Apple TV. Maybe I can get a free subscription because I just bought a new phone. So let's see here. I wish Sig Sauers weren't so pricey. Yeah, mine wasn't so bad. I would imagine, yeah, brand new. I don't know. What are they? What are gun? I don't even know what a gun is, like brand new. I have no idea. $1,100, $1,200. No idea. What's happening, Erica? So great to see ya. Great mod over there on Killjoy Jake's channel. Guys, Killjoy Jake, killing it. Just hit 30,000 subs earlier this morning, so congratulations to Jake and the entire Killjoy crew. Jake has an amazing voice. He's so sweet. Every time I jump in the chat, he's always saying nice things about my voice. But let's be honest, like Jake's voice is where it's at. And not only just his laugh or his voice, but it's his laugh. I think Jake's got one of the best laughs in YouTube. And talk about horror movie news. That guy's a great outlet for horror movie news. Absolutely. Should be getting in Iced and at Nightwish tomorrow, says Eli. Nightwish the band? Are you going to see Nightwish? I'd love to see Nightwish. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Basically, it's like Castlevania music with a beautiful voice to go along with everything. It's like I'm such a sucker for Castlevania. So whenever I hear like music like that kind of like, I don't know if it's like operatic metal, although I do like operatic metal, but that like you know, classically infused like melodic metal, good stuff. Are you 100ing my Sig Sauer? What is that? We all missed you, Andy. We all missed you. I like the Ruger Luger 9mm. I'm such a kind of an idiot with guns, so I'd have to look it up. The Ruger Luger 9mm. Let's see what that looks like. Ruger Luger 9mm. Oh yeah, that's a good looking gun. It's a pretty big shot. That's kind of like your classic. That's got a very classic look to it. Yeah, that is a good looking gun. Yeah, Jake's the best, man. 3 free munch trial. Ooh. Oh, I wish I could have a munch trial. That would be great. You're so sweet, Erica. Thank you so much. Yeah, we should get on a stream together. It'll just be the battle of the golden voices. Maybe like it would be fun. Jake can do my voice. I can do his voice. We can just sort of see if people close their eyes, if they could even like tell the difference. Nightwish is a movie from '89. Well, it's also a great metal band, Eli. Let's see here. Hey, Davey, do you have a favorite Rutger Hauer movie? You know, I've probably only seen a few to a handful. The Hitcher is really good, but I think I got to go Blade Runner. I know it's not really like his vehicle, but I mean, he's so good in Blade Runner, and Blade Runner's pretty damn awesome. So there you go. I like the Ruger 44 revolver. Ooh, we got a gun chat going on. Hey y'all, we got a bunch of gun chat going on here on the Davey Deathray channel. Hope y'all doing well. Yeah. Oh, just gotta. There we go. No, I'm just being silly. That's probably not even the way that anyone actually sounds. Because what? Brett from Good Real Hunting has like the sweetest little southern voice there. And then do you guys, you know, Allie Girl, she's usually in the chat. She hangs out in the horror community. Over on Twitter, she does like these voice memos. She's got this like the sweetest Texas accent. It's so I know like a lot of people like ASMR like has an effect on a lot of people. For me, it is like so magnified. I was feeling ASMR effects before I even knew what ASMR was. When I worked at this pizza shop in Portland, I would just pick up the phone to take orders and be like, "Thank you for calling Hot Lips on Killingsworth. This is Davey. What can we do for you?" And every now and then there was like someone's voice, usually like a woman's voice, and I just started like melting in the chair. I had no idea what the hell was going on. And it's just this. So anyways, Allie's voice has got this like ASMR quality where she's like, "Hey y'all," and it's just so I don't know what it is. There's something for those of you that don't experience ASMR. There's nothing like, at least for me, there's nothing like weird or sexual about it. It's almost like a baby or a child finding comfort like in their mother's voice. That's like how I would describe it. It just makes you feel like safe and at ease, and you just start melting. And then another time I was at a teppanyaki place where they like chop up all the stuff on the grill right there in front of you, like the flat grill. And holy crap, again, melting in my seat just from the of all the knife on the flat iron. It was crazy. It's crazy. Anyways, I'm talking about like nothing right now. I'm just making you guys listen. Oh, hey. Let's see here. Toronto Freddy says, Davey Deathray, I'll be hitting up a horror market next Saturday called Drop Dead Market. Well, I won't be, but there will be a certain Dream Stalker in attendance. Ooh. What is that like, Toronto Freddy? When you show up, in cosplay, is it just so like, I would imagine people are just taking pictures with you all day, right? Like it's got to be the coolest thing ever. You probably meet a bunch of like, little kids that are cool enough to love horror. That's amazing. That's gonna be a lot of fun. If I lived in a dangerous neighborhood, I would try to own one for sure. I don't even, I think it's just one of those things where it's like, I mean, yeah, sure. Of course, if you have no interest in owning a firearm, no worries. For me, it was just sort of like, I do want to own one, but more importantly, like I want to know how to use one. So just like learning any other kind of skill, it was just like that. So definitely need to get back at it, but it can be an expensive hobby. Dude, you said, oh yeah, what's he? I'm the ghost with the most, babe. Yeah, I could do that. Give me lines from Beetlejuice, and I'll just say them in a Beetlejuice voice there. Yes, Horror does have a really, really good accent. Same kind of thing, like very like kind of thing, Davey, you should check out the Rutger Hauer movie Split Second. I have not seen that one, Andy. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Dice says, speaking of ASMR and certain voices, I've been told quite a lot that I have an easy voice to listen to. Better than a grating voice. Yeah, you do, Dice. You certainly do. I think that's another thing that I really enjoy about your channel. And, I guess it is one of those things, like a lot of people that are on YouTube, very rarely do I hear someone on YouTube where I'm like, oh, good, that voice, right? Because you just sort of like stop listening. So it's almost like one of those things, like sometimes I don't even like think about it anymore because it's like, well, if I keep on going back to listen, then yeah, there's something that I want to listen to because I think the audio side of YouTube is so much more important than the video side. And yeah, you also have this like, this nice like swingy kind of cadence as well, Dice. So I totally get that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's not like you're jumping on there and you're like, hi, I'm, like, how many people would watch a channel where somebody has like a crazy grating voice? I mean, we can't all be as cool as Gilbert Gottfried, it's like those are 101s right there. I bet you are, man. It's gotta feel really cool. It's gotta be amazing. You just leave that place like so jazzed, or is it the most like when you leave an event like that, or you go and sit at home and you're like, man, everything else sucks. I need to go back to an event dressed as Freddy. That's what I would imagine. Because sometimes I get that, like after, like when I would like play shows or whatever. Sometimes even after hopping off a stream, I'm just there's like the letdown, like, oh, now I'm lonely again. Eeyore. What's happening, Jeff? How are you doing? John Doe Juggalo in the house, guys. John Doe Juggalo, check out Jeff's channel. Jeff is always finding some really good finds. He's always searching out for the good stuff out there, the good physical media. Big time collector. Fun channel. I like that. I like Jeff's channel. I imagine my narrations help. Yeah, when you going through the plot of a movie, one of my favorite parts of your vids there, Dice. Mel has the most infectious laugh. She does, and Mel might just have the best hair on YouTube. I'm trying to think of somebody else that has better hair than Mel. Like I don't know. I mean, you know, not being weird here, but a total knockout with amazing hair. Like what can you say about Mel? It all works, right? It all works, and awesome taste, great physical media collection, the aesthetic, like that whole Rad Pack, like they all have such a great aesthetic. Whether you're watching Mel or Garrett or any of them, it's just very pleasing to the eyes. People tell me I sound like Josh Turner. Who's Josh Turner? I don't know. Fair, not monotone. Gods forbid. Another Rutger Hauer movie has Luke Perry and Paul Rubens. Oh, the Buffy. Yeah. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is fucking awesome. Yeah, that movie's great. I know that Joss Whedon doesn't really like it, but you know what, Joss? There's a lot of things about you that I don't like, and sometimes I think your movies are just like TV shows. Like when I try to go back to the Avengers movie that he directed, I'm just like boring. And I think, I don't know, Christy Swanson, she played Buffy in the film. Awesome. Yeah. Donald Sutherland, awesome. Paul Rubens, awesome. Rutger Hauer, yes, love it. Luke Perry, why the hell not? Throw him in there too. Yeah, I think the Buffy movie's really good. I like a lot of the TV show. Not every episode or every season hits for me. It kind of bugs me that on the TV show she like always has to have a love interest. I mean, I get it to a certain degree because of the demographic that you're going for. But when she goes to college and she starts dating that Riley guy that's just like a more boring version of David Boreanaz, and he's a huge nothing burger, I'm like, why is the Slayer dating this fucking boring dude when she could just be banging a new guy every night? Or gal, whatever she wants. You know, she's the Slayer. John Doe Juggalo. Hey, I'm a celebrity in the shower. I get showered with admiration. Oh, too much fun. Hope the new Buffy show is good. Are they bringing everyone back, or is it a reboot? I'm totally, yeah. I guess I'm totally lost on it. Was it the villain in Buffy that I really loved? Is that I think it was Glory, the blonde girl with that? She had like, I mean, here we go, amazing hair. Like I've just like. The Triumphant Return has just turned from Triumphant Return to Davey Deathray creeps on girls for their hair. Oh, thanks, Andy. Really appreciate you. All right. Well, let's see here, guys. Sort of dying down here, or maybe we're not. There's 20 people hanging out in the chat. Do you guys have any questions for me? I mean, this has just been so much fun, just being able to kind of talk about nothing but hang out with you guys, because I love hanging out with you guys. And after everything I've been through since, let's just say August was when the decline began, and then things like really ramped up to Shitsville in the last like 2 or 3 months, and the last month of my life has been, or 2 months of my life has been very, very difficult. So I really do appreciate you guys sticking with me through it all. The traveling studio, living out of a suitcase, all that kind of crazy stuff that's been going on. I'm so pumped to be settled in a new spot, and really excited to write this next chapter and write it with you guys. So if you have any questions about whatever, if I don't want to answer it, I won't. But if I do, I will. Or we can just sort of say our goodbyes here, and you guys can enjoy the weekend. And I will be back on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern over on Our Life in Horror. We're going to watch Jennifer's Body. Oh, yeah. Megan Fox. Never seen it before, but I'm going to watch it tonight when I jump off the stream here with you guys. So really looking forward to that. Let me see here. Oh, Jeff says, so have you seen any new movies lately you've just been head over heels about? Holy crap. Thank you so much for bringing it up. And I doubt that Leanna is still in the chat, but I totally meant to talk about a movie that she absolutely has been raving about. We did like a little, like, Dean Renner and Leanna and I did like a little kind of like a watch party. It's like we weren't on video or anything, but we all watched Strange Darling, and we're just sort of like chatting the whole time. Well, not the whole time, but every now and then just sending a little chat back and forth. So there she is. There is Miss Leanna. You guys, fucking Strange Darling. Holy shit. Hopefully everyone here has seen the movie. If you haven't, maybe I can convince you to go watch it. If I can't convince you, then Leanna should be able to convince you, because I believe this was her favorite of 2024. I had just watched it actually yesterday, watched it for the second time. I showed it to my brother, who's a huge film fan. This Strange Darling kind of has those Tarantino story told out of order kind of vibes going on. And even just like Tarantino sort of brutality and characters that are a bit off, and amazing performances. A great use of the soundtrack as well. All of those things kind of like are hints of Tarantino, but this movie doesn't just feel like you're watching some Tarantino thing. It really is its own animal. The colors and the contrast in this film are beautiful. The cinematography, amazing. Kyle Gallner and Willa Fitzgerald, such good performances. I mean, I love Willa in the Scream TV show. I think you guys know how I feel about TV. I don't really like TV a lot of the times. I thought the Scream TV show was pretty awesome, actually, especially for an MTV show. I was like, damn, like, this is really good. And she's great in that show. There's nothing, she's awesome there, but I haven't seen her in much. Like, I don't think I've seen her in anything else. So to see her in Strange Darling, where she has such a wide spectrum of what her character does and is capable of, and just such an amazing performance. I mean, Kyle Gallner is always great, ridiculously handsome, charming, all that kind of fun stuff. Willa Fitzgerald is the standout to me in Strange Darling, in a movie that is highly rewatchable, and I don't want to spoil anything. So that's kind of all I'm going to say, other than once you've seen the movie once, all the way through, and how it all shakes out, when you go back a second time, there's so much more that you catch. I'd only imagine like third or fourth time, same kind of thing, just little details. That's a really cool thing about a movie, when the rewatchability factor is high. So yeah, Strange Darling, Jeff, that's the movie that I've seen lately that totally head over heels about. What a fantastic film. And yeah, so damn good. Leanna, you were absolutely right. I know it took you a little bit to get me to watch it, but stuff was crazy, okay? But really appreciate you for the recommend. Absolutely. Yeah, guys, if you haven't seen it, go watch Strange Darling. If you've only seen it once, watch it a second time. I probably don't have to convince you to watch it a second time, because you're probably like, yeah, I've watched it 5 times, you jerk. You're late to the game, Davey. What the hell are you doing? Let's see here. Jennifer's Body's the best Megan Fox movie. It's a classic. Okay. And Big Rod dropping the $5 super chat says, I speak for the Death Squad when I say we're glad you're back, Davey, and we are rooting for you. Thank you so much, Big Rod. Really appreciate you, man. Did you start? Did I mention? Did you start a channel? Because I've seen your Big Rod reviews. Big Rod, did you start a channel? If so, can one of the mods share the link to his Big Rod channel? Yeah, we gotta share that out there. I gotta check it out, Big Rod. Let me know. Leanna says, I love Strange Darling so much. It's so worth it. Not a moment wasted. Yeah, and it's like an hour and a half. It's a pretty tight storytelling feature right there. We love you too, Andy. Let's see here. What else do we got? Have I indulged in Haddonfield Radio's Friday the 3D? Oh, yes. Oh yeah, first day, watch that one. Guys, Haddonfield Radio, awesome channel on YouTube. They do full-length commentaries of the Friday the 13th films, Halloween. They started with Halloween. They did Nightmare on Elm Street. They're working their way through Friday the 13th. These guys are like very well-educated fans, and I believe, you know, kind of like filmmakers and storytellers in their own right. Just very charismatic. They both have really good voices. They've got really good back and forth, great dynamic. You know, if you're tired of watching those movies with the same commentaries on your Blu-rays and DVDs that you've been listening to for years, I'm actually one of those people that will rewatch with commentary. Total psycho. These guys, it's a great alternative to just rewatching again with the filmmakers commentary. So yeah. Oh, Willow was on Reacher. Okay. Yeah, I never saw that show. She's so good in Strange Darling. Just amazing. Erica, I have not seen Subservience. That's one of the newer ones that came out, right? She played like a sex doll or something like that. Am I thinking of the right one, or am I just being a creep again? Megan Fox's hair. No, I'm just joking. It's all about Mel's hair and Glory from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Let's see here. Strange Darling does fucking rule, Cody. You are not telling any lies. Jeff says, I got to look into Strange Darling. I suppose anyone know when it might be coming out for home? It is out. Yeah, I just picked up like a standard Blu-ray, Jeff, but I think there's like a steelbook out there. But yeah, I just picked it up on Amazon because I'm lazy. There you go. Haven't seen Strange Darling. I need to look up Erica. It's so good. It's you know, there's parts of it that are like kind of tough, but there's nothing like, you know, if you like horror movies, and I don't even know, it's funny because it comes up in a lot of discussions of like favorite horror movie of 2024. I don't think I would consider it a horror movie. There's violence and stuff like that, but it's not like, it's more of the Tarantino kind of vibe than like a horror kind of vibe, but an amazing film nonetheless. Okay. Yep. Thinking of the same one. That one's relatively new, right? So maybe watching Jennifer's Body will kick me off on this whole, you know, let's see what the hell else Megan Fox has been in. I think the only movies I've seen her in is the first Transformers film and the first that Ninja Turtles movie that Michael Bay produced, which I actually liked the first one. I thought the second one was garbage. But I actually liked that first one where Megan Fox plays April. Like not everything worked for me, but enough of it did work for me where I enjoyed that one. Yeah, call me crazy. I like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 and the first Michael Bay produced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. First video will drop this weekend. It will be short and awkward. That's the best way to do it, Big Rod. You got to get that first one out. You know, you gotta, no point in dipping the toe. You just gotta dive right in, bud. And it'll just get better and better. And you'll get more comfortable as you go. And then you're gonna be doing lives before you know it. They went from 1.3 thousand subs to over 30. Wow. In under a year. Hey, I'm at 1.3 right now. Maybe if I get my fucking act together and start doing pre-recorded vids, I could get to 2,000 before the end of the year. Look at that. We're all talking about hair tonight. Love it. Yes, Ashton, highly recommend it. I have not, T. Parker. I don't know if I could watch any more of that movie. I thought 2 hours and 12 minutes was way too long for Nosferatu. How much of that movie was spent like telling us again that Lily Rose Depp's character is, you know, under some sort of spell by Nosferatu? Like, holy crap, if they have another scene where she's convulsing and we're hearing that like there's some sort of spell, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I didn't think Nosferatu was bad. I don't think I could watch an extended cut. I don't think I could do it. I don't know if I'll ever watch that movie again. But I'd watch The Witch again any day of the week. And if I took mushrooms, maybe I'd watch The Lighthouse. Subservience is great. I'm biased though because I'm a Megan Fox fan. That makes, I mean, you know, nothing wrong with that. If she's good, right? So I think it's worth a watch, especially depending on, you know, like I said, depending on how I feel about Jennifer's Body. My daughter can be a strange darling, and it means no reference to the film as I have not seen it. Yeah, you definitely don't want her to be a strange darling. But I see what you're saying, Toronto Freddy. Sleep well, Herbert. Take care, bud. Jeff says trying so hard to hit that 1K. It's rough. I'm not as well versed as the Davey. Well, we're doing different things, Jeff. So I think it's just about getting those collaborations going with the other physical media collectors out there and everything like that. And it is, man, it felt like, I don't know, when I got to 500, I was like, sweet, the rest it's just going to be downhill. It's just going to we're going to race to 1,000. And no, it was like 800 and it really started slowing down. So just keep on pushing, man. Keep on pushing. When you think you're close, do a little let's get to 1K live stream. Get people in there, get people sharing the channel, and you'll hit it, man. Best of luck to you. It can be tough though. It can be tough. Phew. All right, guys, we're at just under 2 hours. I think that's going to wrap it up for me tonight. It is about 10 o'clock out here in lovely Phoenix, Arizona. You guys have been amazing. Really appreciate you all being patient as I navigate through this crazy time in my life. You guys are just the absolute best. Thank you so much to everyone that tuned in to the live show. Really appreciate everyone that's checking out the replay. Let me know in the comments what you thought about all the wild shit we talked about tonight. My ASMR issues, talking about girls' hair, guns, the news we covered, Nosferatu, was it too long? Do you need the extended cut? When will the Scream 7 trailer drop? Are you a fan of Intruder? All that kind of stuff. Just let me know down in the comments below. Really appreciate all the Patreon members and channel members. You guys go the extra mile to keep the lights on here, literally keep the lights on here. And as I'm living out of a suitcase, you guys, make me feel good about myself. Keep that confidence up. Really appreciate all the Death Squad mods we had in the chat tonight. Let me see if I can remember everyone that popped in. Cody Snyder, Eli Cortez, Leanna, Bevy Rage, Brooke Scarlett, newcomer Trisha McMasters, and Matt Facci. How about that? Maybe there's another one I'm forgetting. I'm sorry if I did. But real quick, guys, before we get going, I do want to close out the poll. If you're going to watch The Monkey this weekend, 48 votes, 77% say yes, Oz Perkins rules, 23% say no, it doesn't look like my thing. So that sounds like a pretty good deal for The Monkey. And again, before we go, I do want to shout out Cody Snyder for gifting how many? 11 memberships. No, 12 memberships from Cody Snyder. Big shout out to Leanna Bevy Rage for gifting 10 memberships. Brett Patrick gifted 1. And then we also had Toronto Freddy dropping a Canadian $5 super chat, and Big Rod dropping $5 as well. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate y'all. I'll be back on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern on Our Life in Horror. We're going to be watching Jennifer's Body. So pumped for that one, especially based on everything that you guys said. Sounds like I've been sleeping on a modern classic, so really looking forward to jumping into that. And then we're going to figure out a members only stream for next week, and we're going to just go from there. So getting back on track with Late Night with the Davey and all that kind of fun stuff. You guys are just the absolute best. Let me just take a moment to breathe and say thank you so much. For the last almost year now, when I started going live regularly, one of the big things I talked about, and let's be honest, preach about on the channel, is looking out for each other, lifting each other up when we're down, and being there to celebrate the wins, letting the small wins stack up and become big wins, and letting things naturally cultivate. And every single one of you guys has been such a big part of all of that. And I feel like we all found each other for a reason, and we're all part of this amazing YouTube horror community. It's not just this channel. There's so many great channels out there. I see you guys in the chats. I feel so fortunate that y'all come on over here and spend time when I go live as well. So Thank you so much, whether you're live, whether you're watching after the fact. Maybe you're finding this stream months from now. Who the hell knows? But I really appreciate you guys. You are amazing. So much love to all y'all. So until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.